All right, so we're driving down across here, right? A lot of people want to set up wide for this corner like that and then come back across like that. Doesn't work like that. Why? Because this corner here is a giveaway corner. Basically, just get down to the bottom of the corner and cruise around here until you can get set up for turn 11 and drive out 11. These guys that do this, right? If this was a straightaway right here, this would be a great line. This big wide line driving out like that. But you're not doing that. That's not what's going on, okay? You're basically trying to use this corner to set up for 11. And by doing this, this guy here is just going to come right up the inside of you all day long, okay? He's got a much shorter line. He's also, if you look at this, he's got a pretty straight line right there for max brake pressure, right? He doesn't even have to give much brake pressure at all. He can pretty much max brake all the way down to there, okay? Well, you're kind of feeding off max brake here because you're, for starters, you're out here at the edge of the track. You got to control your speed faster because you have less room for error, okay? As this guy, if he ran in a little deep, he's just going to drift up a little bit. He's got plenty of room to correct it and come back around. The most important factor, though, in this corner, so a lot of people crash here, is that they run over here to this side, and then they tighten up the radius of 11, and they know that right outside of 11 is this little straightaway that they're going to grab a couple gears on. So even though they tighten up the radius of it, they're still going to go with the throttle, and that's when they high side. This is the most high-sided in corner that I've seen in my entire life. More people crash there than anywhere I've ever been to. Except maybe the International Horseshoe at Daytona. But, so basically, when you come through 10, you want to be right here, okay? Give up this whole corner just to make sure you're right there. If you can get the thing turned, you basically can start throttle right here and make a straight line through turn 11. Any questions about that? Oh, well.
Autograph it afterwards.
Yeah. So if you're hugging the curb here, you can drift up in the middle here. You can come in a little fast or whatever. It's okay to drift up. But there's a seam here. Don't go over that seam, right? So basically, kind of diamond it just a touch, or stay on the bottom, whatever. But just make sure that right here, at the end of this curbing, you're within a couple feet of that curbing, okay? Then you can flick back, make the straightest line as possible out of here, drive through like that. Is that good? Got it? All right. The people that have a problem is the ones that come through here and they want to pick up the throttle too soon, and then they drive out the here like that. Then you totally screwed up 11. All right? You always want to build backwards, like I said, with the line building. Okay? So you're gonna build this corner for turn 11's exit. Make sense? Okay? All right. 12's pretty simple. Basically, just start wide, down to the curbing, and drive out like that. Okay? 13, 14, 15 combo, super important. What's the most important corner in that combo?
13, 14, 15, 14.
Okay, let's have a show of hands here. Who says 13? All right, who says 14? Who says 15? All right, why is 13 most important? What?
You got to set up for the 3 combos so you can drive out 15 in the straight.
Okay,
If you blow 13, you blow 14 and 15.
very true. I'll tell you though, 15 is the most important combo corner on that combo, okay? Reason being is because the drive out of 15 means mile per hour down here, okay? 13 is a building corner though, and 13 is super important. It's really important to control your speed through here, but you're basically, 13 and 14 are only building you for the most important corner, 15, okay? So you can drive out of here and get the best drive possible. But, like you said, if you screw up 13, you're going to be over here, and your speed down here is going to be really slow, okay? So, that being said, 13 is not overly important to be out here setting up for nothing like that. You can kind of run it in a little bit tighter, as long as, have you guys seen that tar patch right here? There's a square tar patch. Not just barely clip your tires over it. If you do that, you're set, right? So clip your tires over that, bring them down to the curbing at 14, hold it just a beat, and come back to 15. I like to hold 15 tight most of the way through and then let it drive onto the banking at a real low arc, okay? people I see, they'll kind of rush this and they come out and they're like, and driving up that banking like that, right? Well, they opened up the radius a little bit, but they also weren't able to go to full throttle because there's a bunch of bumps out here. The track drops off just a touch the wider you get, and the cars, they exit on this line and they come in on this line because they run the track both directions, and it's polished, right? So you'll spin the tire up. Like when I like to show off to the camera guy, I'll come out here on purpose just because I know I got less traction. I'll just white smoke the tire out of there. So that's not the fast line, okay? Fast line is coming out here tight where the cars haven't wore down the track. The asphalt's still really abrasive and grippy, right? So you can drive real hard. Plus, think about this. The wider you go out of this corner, another little top secret thing only allowed in this class, right? The wider you go out of the corner, the more the banking is steep, right? So you're coming from a flat area to the banking, right? How many people have come out of there and hit that banking and it's just like a jerk? You just hit, it's like hitting a wall, right? Imagine what that does to your RPMs, right? If you come out of here and you stay on the smooth area, you can gradually build onto the banking, right? It doesn't alter your RPMs any. It just continues to build speed the whole way. That's the biggest thing that a lot of people don't do being good riders. They don't pick their eyes up far enough, right? And what I do is I have my eyes up right here, looking for here. As soon as I get the bike turned, I'm finding this area out here, so I know where I can start driving, picking up the throttle. Because when I turn here, my bike's already on line for this curving, right? There's no sense in watching it all the way till I get to here. A lot of people keep their eyes focused on this curve till they get there, and then after they get there, they'll pick their eyes up and find the edge of the track. The bad thing is you're doing almost 100 miles an hour right there. Your eyes don't have time to recalculate where you're going. It's too late. You better hope you're on the right line or you're going to go off in the grass, like Richard just said. Okay? So you should be, as you turn into right here, you should be looking for the edge of this track and getting to there. Not picking up throttle before you get there, or not picking up throttle before you're on line to that point. Otherwise, you're going to be out of gear, right? Okay. Eye is the most important thing. Picking your eyes up. People that look down all the time, they make late reaction times, or late decisions because their reaction time is going to be slow, right? Also, the more you look down in front of you, the faster the track's coming, right? How many people have been on a go-kart? Yeah. The little indoor go-kart tracks, it feels like you're hauling blood, doesn't it? You ain't doing 15 miles an hour, right? You're just cruising around going slow, right? How many people float an airplane? Right, by everybody. You ever look out the window of an airplane, you feel like you're stopped. Why? Because you're 36,000 feet up in the air, right? That's, what, 10 miles or whatever in the air, right? So your closest reference point's 10 miles away. Therefore, it feels like you're stopped, right? So the farther you move your eyes down the track, the slower everything happens, the faster your brain can make a reaction to what's going on. Did everybody follow that, what I just said? Okay. So for building lines, right, it's super really important to keep your eyes up, looking up track, right? That's another really important detail for if you get in the corner a little too deep or whatever, continue to look where you want to go. The people that get into the corners too deep, let's use this example here. You get into the corner too deep, and you're looking for this spot right here, that's where you're going, right? You get into the corner too deep, you continue to look for this spot, you're going to go there, you might miss it by a couple feet, but that's where you're going to go, okay? Right? The people that get in there too deep, they get stiff arms, they don't want to turn in, they don't get that proper body position like I talked about. As soon as you get in that body position, you head over here, you wait against that peg, the bike just turns in, okay? Another little key factor there too is braking. A lot of people that get in this position, right, they turn in here and they jump off the brakes and they crash. And it's like, well, what happened? I was in the corner too deep on the brakes and I crashed. You stood on the brakes when you crashed? Oh yeah, I was all over them. Think about it real close. Were you on the brakes when you crashed? No, I just got off. Okay, so you jumped off the brakes and then you crashed. Yeah. Well, why did that happen? Well, what happens when you jump off that brake, right? Your front end pops up, take the weight off your front end, right? And your contact patch, as soon as you jump off the brakes, shrinks. It decreases size by over 200%. If you go in the corner with your brake on, your contact patch stays expanded like this. As soon as you get off the brake, it goes like that. Right? So not only was he going in a little too fast, right? but then he jumps off the brakes and he reduces contact facts at the same time as trying to add a lot of lean angle, okay? That makes sense to everybody? All right.